Hello and welcome back to the When You're podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're trying to find a song that fits your mood. Because literally, like a few moments ago, I was taking forever to record this podcast because guess what? I was trying to find a song that fits my mood. I was trying to, get into it because before I start the podcast, I usually, I'm scrolling through my phone, trying to set the mood a bit for the podcast, and depending on what the mood is, when I did the podcast on the Mission Impossible, I listened to the Mission Impossible soundtrack, or I listened to the dun 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 dun. I listened to that to try to remind me of kind of some of the hype of it, and it gets me into the mood a little bit, helps me remember some of the aspects about the movie, and depending on any various amounts of topics that I touch upon when I talk on this podcast, it varies. Sometimes it'll be a softer tone, sometimes it'll be a happier tone, sometimes it might be a sadder, something along those lines. And so right now, I was trying to find a song. It's kind of like a happy-go-lucky, but also kind of like a smooth kind of a vibe. I was trying to find something that fit my mood. And it was kind of silly, and it was also really exciting, but it was also kind of just a bit ridiculous. I was looking for a song like that. And for the life of me, I was scrolling through everything I had, and there were some good songs that I play on repeat, songs that I have on repeat now, but they didn't fit the mood exactly. I was like, yeah, that's good, it's great, but it fits that's more of a morning mood. I wake up in the morning and I have to drive somewhere, and that's the song I play. That gets my morning started. It's more calm and satisfying, and it's also happy and a bit uplifting, but it's not what I'm looking for. And I just have to say, there are so many songs out there that I know there has to be a song that fits exactly what I'm thinking of. I just haven't found it yet. And I don't know why there's not. I mean, maybe there is, or maybe I'm just not looking hard enough on my, Apple Music or on my Spotify or whatever. Maybe I'm just not saying exactly what it is that I'm thinking about, but whatever it is, I know for a fact that there is a song out there that fits exactly what I was feeling mere moments ago. And now I'm just I'm not going to say I'm frustrated, but I'm more of dang, I couldn't find something and I had to settle for something else. And it just, it kind of took me out of it a little bit. It's a little sad. It's a little, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be it breaks my heart, but it is kind of, it is a struggle, and it definitely takes me out of it from time to time. But you ever have that feeling? You ever have that moment when you're just trying to find that one song, and it just especially when you get in the car, you get in the car and you're all right, let me put on the perfect song for this moment. And you just feel no matter how long you scroll or you look for a specific song, you just end up being I could just, I can't find what I'm looking for, whatever. I'll just put on whatever happens to be at the front, whatever happens to be at the top of the page right now. You know what I mean? And then, slowly but surely, you kind of you get into it a little bit more. You try to figure it out, and then you just kind of end up kind of missing a little bit of a moment there, sort of, but whatever. And I typically, depending on the drive, or depending on what I'm doing when I get in the car, if I'm just going to the store really quick to pick up a drink or something, I don't know, whatever, bread, let's just say bread. I'm going to the store to pick up bread, then I'll throw on a quick song, couple of songs here and there while I drive there and back, and then that's it, But if it's kind of a lengthy drive, or maybe an hour drive, it's not that far, but that hour, I don't know, the thing there. I usually just listen to a podcast or something, I don't blast music for that whole hour. Maybe I play a little bit here and there, or I play the song multiple times that I have on on a repeat, and then I like listen to like the beginning of a podcast, or listen to like some true crime or something, something like that. But I find it extremely difficult every time, because sometimes what ends up happening is I find a song. There'll be one song that I really really like from a specific artist or whoever, and that artist won't have another song that fits that exact feeling, that mood. So it'll be like a perfect song for what I need, and then I'm like, all right, let me listen to their discography, or let me listen to the rest of the album, and the album is nothing like that one song that they created, and I was completely like, oh man, now that song was so good, I need more of that, and you're telling me there isn't any more of that. I had to go find something that fits that mood, and it's just like, it becomes a whole... It's just raining chaos on me, because I don't know what to do in that moment. How can I control this? How can I get what I want? Especially when there's so much music out there. Especially when you look up like, oh, that jazz song was so nice. Let me try to find another one like that. There's, jazz is so... I'm not going to say repetitive, but if you find one jazz song you like, the chances of you finding a jazz song you also like is really high, because it's just, especially if it's like on the piano or on the trumpet. I mean, it's different, don't get me wrong, but it's also like, you understand the style and you're like, oh, I like that. It's really good. Whereas if you find something kind of like melodic and popish, or, whatever, kind of like more of like in a funky groove or whatever. I mean, obviously there's other songs that fit that category, but what I'm specifically talking about is that one song that catches your ear and you're like, I want to hear more of like just that, but I don't want to keep listening to this song on repeat, otherwise I'll get bored of it. Let me see if I can find another song like it, and you can't. It drains the soul. It buries you deep into a hole that you didn't even know you could bury yourself into. It just becomes frustrating, and it becomes like a whole mess, because then you're like, well, I found one song that I can listen to on repeat, but I want more. And they don't give you more. It's a real shame. And for the life of me, I feel like right now that there's everybody was I say everybody, not everybody, but some people are talking about how like there are those rappers and with some of their rap songs and hip hop where it just kind of feels like repetitive over and over and over again, just the same old. And I'm listening to their songs because, I mean, I like hip hop, I like rap, I like that stuff. It's pretty great. But I was listening to this one rapper, and I was like, they definitely have a style. They definitely have a good rhythm. They're really. I was listening to 21 Savage. I don't even know why I'm blanking on his name. I was listening to 21 Savage, and I was just like, he has a certain soft flow that I really like about him. And then I listened to another artist, another rapper, who I won't name, not because I can't remember it, but because but that person's music sounded exactly the same over and over and over again. And I was like, I mean, some of it's good, some of it's just kind of like, what are they doing? I can't listen to it forever. There has to be like a 3-song cutoff. Like I can listen to 1, 2, 3. After the 4th song, it's just like, all right, enough. We've heard this exact same kind of deal before. I don't know what exactly I'm getting here. It's not, it's not bad, but it's not like ever changing, And there's some certain people that can get away with that, and then there's some rappers that are able to switch up and make it completely different, something completely new, which is what I like. But that one time they couldn't, and it just bothered me so much. So so when you're in that moment where you can't find what you're looking for and you're just searching endlessly throughout Spotify trying to find that a song, something to give you some inspiration, something to take you out of this hole, and you just can't, and it bothers me that there's not like a specific app for what exactly I'm looking for. Because if I put, because if the song I like happens to be like let's say it happens to be a punk rock song, like a punk pop rock song or whatever, right? And I really like it. I think it's really amazing. If I go and I put punk rock onto Spotify, it'll give me obviously it'll give me the top artists, it'll give me the top number one songs, and I'll be like, yeah, I like those songs, but I'm looking for something that fits this exact song's mood, this exact song's feeling, like this kind of melody, this kind of rhythm, the way that that they're doing this is this groundbreaking? Is this new? Am I experiencing a new thing here? But I'm not. It's just that there's so much to go through that it becomes impossible for me to really find an exact replica of it. That or the song is just so unique. I have no idea. But so that's where I'm kind of at right now, is you're trying to find a song that fits your mood, but you can't find it. You can't find exactly what it is. Because sometimes there'll be certain, you ever have those random theme songs just bump into your head? Like the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. If I'm in the, out of nowhere, it'll just pop up into my head. And because it just randomly pops up into my head, I start humming it, I start singing along to it, and then eventually I gotta play it. I play it, and it's easy. That's a specific thing that I'm talking about. That's a specific song that I can tie to a show, tie to a cartoon that I've been watching for a long, long time. It all clicks together, right? But when I start thinking about another song, or maybe a certain tone that I'm looking for, it becomes increasingly impossible. It becomes super difficult to find anything that relates to it, or to find a song that's just all right, you go into the search bar and you do the voice command, because you can kind of just say play play this artist or play this singer's name or whatever, right? And you start saying, and you say their name and it pulls up all their songs or whatever. But there's no guaranteed thing for all right, play me a soft guitar music, but it has great drums. It also has amazing melody to it, gives me great rhythm. It has such an amazing spoken lyrics. Just give me that, something happy, but also kind of soft, but also exciting, but also kind of chill. Go. And then it won't do that. It'll just be can't be found. No, retry, search for something else. It becomes a whole mess. And I just want that perfect song. I want that perfect flow. I want it to fit my mood. And right now, where we are with AI, I think we might get there, but it might not be good. And I say that because it's more so what's going on with music right now, especially with AI, is I don't want to say that the artists are going to be completely removed from it. You see what everybody's doing with what they're doing with copying everybody's voices onto certain songs, especially Kanye West. Everybody's copying Kanye West's voice onto other songs, and it sounds really good. It's actually pretty fun, and it's great. But at the same time, you're kind of okay, what does that mean for the future? Is anybody making money off of this? Because I'm like, Kanye's not making money off of this, and it's a cover. So does the original song artist get money from the streams of that? I bet you they can't stream it. So it's like, it becomes a very difficult thing to think about. So if there's like an AI kind of music playable thing, like AI Spotify, where you just do what I said, which is like, give me guitar, give me drums, but make it super fun and exciting and upbeat, and not at all slow, or don't make it drag, and make it super uplifting and upbeat kind of a song. Go. And then it gives it to you. I would probably listen to that a lot more than I would regular Spotify. So it becomes this never-ending battle. It becomes like this thing, which I have no idea if that's good or bad. I just feel like I just want to listen to good music, and sometimes good music, I mean, obviously it's subjective. Everybody has different opinions on music, but it's more so like, if you can just fit my mood at any specific time, things will be okay. Like that's the best feeling. But alas, you can't find what you're looking for. So this has happened from time to time. But what also ends up happening is, so I can't find what I'm looking for, but in the search, I find something new, like a completely different mood, like something that doesn't even fit what I was originally looking for. But I find it and I listen to it, and it's new and it's cool and it's different, but I like it. So now, amongst the failure of looking for what I was trying to find, I find a different song that fits a different mood. You see what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm looking for a happy song and I end up coming across a sad song, or maybe kind of like a slow song, kind of a slow song, then but I like it. Then I have a new song for when I'm in a sad mood, or when I'm, trying to chill, or, I'm feeling like a little, I get done watching like a dramatic movie, and I'm like, man, that was crazy. Like I start thinking about life and whatnot, and then you just start like listening to some like, start listening to some music that's kind of deep and kind of like takes you out of it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like those kinds of stuff. Or I'm sad, but I find an upbeat song, and then it completely changes. It makes you fluctuate. It's different. So all it is that when I can't find what I'm looking for that fits my mood, it bothers me. But then in the search to find that song, I find some new stuff. Like, you find new artists, you find new music, you find a new, maybe you find like a whole new album. You know what I mean? Because like what I was saying earlier is that you find one song that an artist makes, but then the rest of their album is not like that. But then you find maybe somebody who has a song that you like, and their whole album is like that. That must be cool, right? That's got to feel good. But as of right now, there was no song I could find, because I was trying to find a silly, goofy song, a really good one. And there were a couple that I had in mind that could fit, and then in the end, I was just like, just let me find something, and it just didn't end up working. I listened to it, and I just ended up skipping to the part that I like. I didn't listen to the whole song, which is wrong, but I did it anyways because I was a little just like, whatever. So, at overall, my mood, I found that my mood changes as well. So when my mood changes, so I find the new song, and then my mood changes. And when my mood changes, then my music taste is going to be completely different than I was originally expecting. So if I happen to like listen to a sad song, and then I'm trying to find more sad songs, and then I come across a happy-go-lucky, fun type of song, then my mood will change, and I'll be like, yes, let's listen to more of that. And then I find more of that, and it instantly becomes a whole new perspective. But that was not this time, all right? That was not what I was feeling this time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that as long as you keep on trying to find good music, you'll find it. It just might not fit your specific taste at that specific time. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't trying to look for, like, I was trying to look for more, let's say disco, like a disco, fun time, dance kind of a song. But all I kept on finding was Adele. And, Adele's great, but like, she talking about relationships, she'd be crying and stuff. She's got a great voice, but I'm trying to disco, I'm trying to dance, I'm trying to have fun, I'm trying to be in a fun mood. So you got to kind of find what you're looking for. But then I listened to Adele, and I'm like, oh man, now I gotta listen to more Adele. You gotta you gotta go back to the classics. You gotta go forward, and you gotta find, oh man, she's killing on this. She's talking about heartbreak, and then you start doing a deep dive on Adele, and you're like, she's been through so much, man. She's pulling through, and she's amazing. And then you just you end up going down this whole complete different spiral of emotions. And then and in the end, you're not exactly where you started. And you're just like, how did I go from trying to figure out about disco, and then all of a sudden I'm doing this, I'm looking at Adele memes of her doing Instagram lives and being on basketball games, avoiding the camera. You just start going everywhere. You're not going exactly where you want it to be. I think it's just, it's just weird. It's just random. It's a completely random idea and thoughts that I was having as I was looking for this song. And I ended up settling for there were a few songs I could have settled for, but I don't think that song is bad. I actually really like the song that I chose, or to listen to before the podcast. It's just that I was looking for something completely different. But at the end of the day, we're here now, and we're just trying to find more songs. I mean, let me think. What exactly? Because there were a few things that I was trying to... Because I was listening to... this... Okay, here it is. I was listening to kind of this pop. It's pop, but it's also... No, it's pop. It's pop. But I was looking for kind of like a rock... more of like a rock pop kind of a feel. And I guess I couldn't find it for whatever reason. And I ended up doing a deep dive on... Travis Scott, because he has his new album out, and I was just like, I didn't even know this. I didn't even know he put out a new project, and I was like, should I even listen to it because of the certain controversies he's been through? But I was like, I mean, might as well listen to it. Might as well see what he's doing. And I listened to it, some of it, but then I was like, this is not what I was looking for. Like, none of this is like what I was kind of thinking about. So I was like, all right, let me just skip this and come back to it later another time. And then that's how I got started listening to 21 Savage, and then after 21 Savage I was listening to the other artist, and then after the other artist I was just like, let me just settle for whatever so I can do this podcast and get into the mood so that way I can get ready to talk about it. So at the end of it all, I ended up settling for Midnight Dreams by Ellie Goulding, which is a great song. It's just, dude, for whatever reason, it just was not what I was going for. Oh, and then there are those songs that are so good, but they're also like 30 seconds. And you're just like, why didn't you make this longer? Why didn't you make this a lot better? Why didn't you just like why didn't you just keep on cooking? You could have kept on, put it on the slow cook, put it in there, smoke brisket, do whatever, you know what I mean? Just like let it cook. But instead they burn it. And then that's it. And I'm just like, why would you do that? I need more. And so that's why before this podcast, I was looking to listen to a song. I ended up settling for another one. And then I was just jumping all over the place trying to find something. And I thought I'd share that with you all. I thought that was a good thing to talk about, because I know there are plenty of moments, for myself at least, where I'm looking for a song and I end up being like, I can't find anything, but I have to like drive somewhere or I have to like do something. And I'm just like, all right, let me just put on whatever. And then you end up being like, darn, I wish I had found what I was looking for. And then it becomes this whole back and forth with yourself where it's like, there's good music out there, but they're not what I'm looking for. And then you're just like, grr. So anyways, I hope you guys find the music that you're looking for. And in the end, when you're trying to find a song that fits your mood, there's a whole bunch of songs. You'll find something that fits it. You'll find something good. If you can't find it, just keep on searching. And in that searching, you'll find a new song. And in that new song, your mood will change. And then you'll find more and more music, Just keep on trying to find good music. It's out there. And you'll find it. I'll find it. Okay? So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I'll talk to you guys all next time. Thank you so much for subscribing on the YouTube channel, for subscribing to me on all the podcasting platforms. It means a lot. And I'll talk to you guys all next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you.